Hey guys, it's quickly again with another ROM review, and this time I've got the FreedomOS version 2.14 based on the open beta version 21 for the OnePlus 3, and it's subsequently I guess 12 for the OnePlus 3T. So stay tuned for that. So guys, this is a very interesting ROM for me at least, because I have not used a stock based ROM in quite a long time now, mainly because, well, stock based ROM didn't really impress me. It doesn't really have a lot of features going on, and I just generally never thought they were pretty good. Getting on with it, this is the launcher which it comes, and of course the OnePlus launcher is pretty famous for what it is. It has this shelf kind of a thing which works out really well. It shows you the weather, and that works out really well. If you've used a stock based ROM, you know what these are, and that works out really well. Apart from that, let's go to the settings and see what all we have in here. First of all, in the About Phone page, you can see the phone is OnePlus 3, and the OS version is, it says it is FreedomOS 2.14. It is 7.1.1, which is the latest one on the stock firmware, so that is there. Android patch is May 1st, which is kind of old but still relevant. Kernel version is this one. Baseband version is this. Let's get to the FreedomOS features. The FreedomOS has a few other features extra from the open beta stuff. FreedomOS does give you an aroma installer to install Google apps, whatever you want. Also the system apps, it is debloated. You can select what all you want from that. It also comes with Wiper for Eyes. It also has ADB enabled from the start. It does have a lot of stuff. Just go to their forum, which is linked in the description below, to know more about those. Now let's get to the features. Open beta or the Freedom or the OS ROMs were not really that feature rich back in the days, but over the years they have added and they have perfected a lot of features, and I really like the feature which is given on this open beta platform. You do have the alert slider, which is working perfectly because this is their custom thing. It has the button optimizations, button customizations, backlight, swipe buttons can be customized, on-screen navigation buttons. It doesn't really have a lot of customization with the on-screen buttons rather than just having it on either side. Also, home button can be configured for both long press and double tap. I have it configured for double tap to turn off screen. Works out pretty well. Back button and screen sim button can also be customized for that. These all options can be customized for any of these. That is pretty cool. Apart from that, it does have screen off gestures, and that does enable you to have flip to mute, which is pretty cool. 3-finger screenshot, that does work out really well. It is pretty cool. And also there is an edit option right there, and that works really well. Double tap to wake can be enabled, music control, open camera with an O, and toggle flashlight with a V. These are also available. Now status bar customization, there is a display network speed indicator, which is amazing. I'm really happy that this option is available with stock firmware. Also show battery percentage if you really don't want that. Battery style can be customized from battery bar, battery hidden, and even battery circle. Time can be enabled with seconds. Also icon manager, you can disable any of these if you don't want that, like VOLT. If you don't want that, you can just delete that. Now font option, this is also something which is new, and I found this really useful. It has two fonts. It has the OnePlus Slate font, which is pretty cool. It's a bit wider font, and I like the Roboto font, of course, and I'm using that. I would have liked to have more font options, or an option to enable or install more fonts. Not really sure if there's an option available, but I really like this implementation though. Now in the display option, you do have adaptive brightness. I have enabled that. Sleep and night mode. Night mode does work out really well. It is really cool. Screen calibration for color, you can customize that. You do also have sRGB mode, and also there's a custom color which you might want to use. And there is also themes, and this was one of the OnePlus's way of improving the aesthetics, and I like that. It does have a light theme. Now right now it is selected at default, so you can see both dark and light themes. You can enable light theme, which will make everything light or whitish, and on an AMOLED screen that might be a little stupid, because hey, I mean, if you're having an AMOLED display, just use the advantage, right? So yeah, I'll switch it over to dark theme, which is also available, and that does work out really well. And with any of these light or dark theme, you also get access to accent colors, so you can customize whatever you want. Kind of reduces the dependence on Substratum in my opinion, but there is no alternative to Substratum, I guess. So yeah, this is a band-aid fix than anything else. Ambient display is available where you can customize that. That's pretty cool. Lift up display for ambient display, that does work out really well, and I have been using that for some time now. Screensaver, pulse notification light, which is pretty cool. LED notification customization is available, but still rather annoyingly there is no per app notification for the lights. There is audio tuner, which is disabled right now because Viper for Android or Viper for Arise is installed with the Aroma package which comes with this ROM. So apart from that, in the applications section, this is one of the new things, or one of the biggest things about the Open Beta 21. It does have parallel apps, which is pretty cool. You can enable supported applications like WhatsApp, Instagram, Kik, or whatever. These are the applications which I have with support for parallel apps. If you enable something like WhatsApp, if you enable that, there is an extra WhatsApp icon on your dashboard. You have this one, which is the original app WhatsApp, which I'm using for my personal account, and then you can enable another WhatsApp application for a different account. So this is a dual SIM phone. It can have two WhatsApp accounts at the same time. Now I know you could have done this with a third-party application like Parallel Space, which works pretty good. It works brilliantly. I have no issues with that. But having this done on a system level is pretty neat. I really like that. Now in the advanced option, you do have option to disable pocket mode if that is causing problem for your notification and all, and notification is a problem which I'll be talking about later. Schedule power on and off, that is also an option available, which I personally have never used. It also has OnePlus Laboratory, which is basically the tuner UI. If you long press the settings icon here, you will be greeted with this option. You do have power notification control, which you can enable, and that does work out really well. You can see that does work out really well, and that's pretty cool. And that is it in the features section then. As I've said, it is pretty good with the features. It's very different from the Lineage and AUSP extra stuff which you get with normal other ROMs. I wanted to just walk you through all of these features. For the features, I like the features which is available, but still it's not as feature rich as something else like Resurrection, PAEX or AEX ROM. So I'm gonna give a 6 out of 10 for the features now. Now comes the battery life. I have had a pretty normal and okay amount of battery life with this. I didn't really feel this was very battery life intensive or very battery life meager either. So it works. I've been using this for 2 or 3 days now, and it's pretty good. The battery life usage for me as an average was about 1.6 at idle and about 15% active. That is what I have seen, and that works out really well. I guess that should be it about it. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for battery life also, because it's decent. It's a decent battery friendly ROM. Now the performance of the ROM. OnePlus has been caught time and again cheating at Antutu benchmarks and all those applications. So really, I don't think we can trust this score. I'm not really sure though. It's 147,000 about, and yes, it does average at that rate, which is higher than what I get with other ROMs, but I'm not going to trust that. But while using it, I don't really feel any difference or any stutters here and there. It just works out really well. Still gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for performance. Now the stability. It is a stock ROM, so you can bet your ass that this is going to be a really stable ROM. I've never had any issues with this. I've never had any issue with any stock ROM for that matter, so that should be pretty cool. I mean, there is this saying that if you're having issues with a custom ROM, just go back to stock ROM. You should be set. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 only because I would have given it an 8, but it does have an issue with the notifications, which I will talk in the overall experience. Now the camera. In the camera options, I mean, of course, this is a stock ROM. It's going to have the full kahuna when it comes to camera options. It has RAW, it has Auto HDR, it has HQ. Everything works. It's right now the best package for camera on the OnePlus 3, and there's no second to that. I mean, even PA camera, it works really well. It works exceptionally well, but again, it's about the same as this one. So this is the benchmark now. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for camera. Now again, the aesthetics. OnePlus does not support Substratum, but it does have enough features to help it on that regard. It does have a dark mode, it does have a font changer, and yeah, I think that does give you a little bit of edge over it, but the Substratum still would have been better. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for aesthetics. Now comes the overall experience. That is where I want to talk about one serious flaw with the Open Beta 21 or this ROM which uses that. it is notifications. Notifications still are a lot of problems. There are any application which uses GCM, which is Google Cloud Messaging, the notifications are delayed. The pollings are not that good. You can use a push notification fixer application and get rid of that or improve it, but that shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't have that issue in the first place. So that is what I wanted to talk about in this one. Notification is still an issue which was there from the initial days of OnePlus 3, and I feel it just reduces the overall experience of it. The experience was not very good with that one thing. Rest of everything worked really well. It's a really capable ROM and I really like that. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for the overall experience. So yeah, let me show you guys the boot animation, which is pretty neat. Here is the boot animation for the OnePlus 3, and that, I mean, at first you think this is the normal boot animation which you get with any other stock ROM, right? But wait for it. And here you go. That is the FreedomOS hand rather than the OnePlus logo. So that was the big surprise. I guess that should be it about the ROM. The total score is about 6.57. I'm going to round up to about 6.6. That does tell me something. I mean, it is a good ROM. It is an exceptionally good ROM with that one issue which just ruins the experience of it. That is the notification problem. I guess you can go through all that and just unoptimize WhatsApp or any other application which you want from the battery optimizations, or just use a notification fixer application, but that shouldn't be the fix to it. It should have had this thing fixed on the base. So I just feel that. So yeah, I guess that much is it about the ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.